Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Sales dropped by over $3 billion.
Snacks under attack, weight loss drugs, slim down waistlines, and grocery lists.
You never lose sight that this building is here first and foremost to service our veterans.
Cinderella story, find out how the Salisbury Legion turned things around to start thriving once again.
It's just to help families to feel just as comfortable, as welcomed, as loved as anybody else in the community.
And help for the holidays. Charities start seasonal campaigns in an effort to give everyone a Merry Christmas.
The cloud will continue to clear tonight, though it does get a bit colder, and then we're looking at a fair weather mix of sun and cloud for Wednesday.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Pano-Palace. Thanks for joining us. First at 5 tonight, snack spending. The popularity of weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy have had a sizable impact on how we shop and eat. It turns out GLP-1s are shrinking more than waistlines. A new study suggests food expenses have slimmed down too. As CTV's Hafsa Arif reports, a growing number of people have trimmed the fat and the grocery bill. Hi there, Hafsa.
Hey, Maria, you are right about that. A new survey by Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab shows nearly 1 in 5 people are using or thinking about using GLP-1 drugs. And researchers say this isn't a trend. It's a structural shift in how Canadians eat, drink, and shop. It's not uncommon for someone to walk into this pharmacy asking about Ozempic. The owner, Jamie Lynn, points out most are likely using it for diabetes, but the sheer volume of prescriptions has surged.
Ozempic's been very popular the last couple of years. It's kind of really taken off as medication's been used quite prominently, and seeing skyrocketing demand for it.
Dalhousie's Agri-Food Analytics Lab surveyed more than 8,000 Canadians. Nearly 47% use the drug solely for type 2 diabetes. 35% use them for weight loss alone.
These numbers are incredibly scary for the food industry. You have to understand that a lot of companies have based their business models on impulse buying.
Those behavioral changes are already showing up across grocery aisles and restaurant chains. About 50% report losing weight. Roughly the same amount say they're simply eating less. 27% claim they're going to restaurants less often, and a quarter report their alcohol consumption has decreased.
You're seeing sales drop by over $3 billion. It's 2 million people is a lot of people. It's New Brunswick and Manitoba combined.
While Ozempic has been the long-standing option, the new arrival, Wegovy, a higher dose version, only hit the market in recent months and is targeted to those who want to lose weight.
That's not as popular in my pharmacy here. From what I've been hearing from my colleagues, is Wegovy is quite popular overall in Nova Scotia. Wegovy has a higher strength that's used for weight loss than what's in Ozempic.
GLP-1 drugs aren't just blunting cravings, they appear to be reshaping consumer behavior. The study found nearly 19% of people say they're buying fewer groceries, 15% are cutting back on fresh meat, and 12% are buying fewer fruits and vegetables.
Companies divorcing, like Dr. Pepper and Keurig are separating now. Kraft Heinz is restructuring. Pepsi is also restructuring as well.
For pharmacists, doctors, and researchers, the message is the same. GLP-1 medications aren't a passing fad, and the food industry rather, has little choice but to adjust. Maria?
Absolutely, that's what it looks like for sure. Thank you, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us this evening. That actually brings us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, have you ever tried a weight loss drug? These are your options. Yes, I have, or no, but I would. And your final option, no, and I wouldn't. Go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. Todd, I was surprised by how many people are using them.
Yeah, there's been a lot of coverage of it of late, and it's most of it's pretty positive, right? I mean, there is side effects, and we're still relatively new, and we'll wait and hear as the years go on. But healthcare has been fairly positive about it.
And it seems more like a mainstream option these days if you do need to lose a little bit of weight for whatever reason. All right, let's talk about the headlines. I know you've had a busy day in the newsroom today.
Yeah, and property owners in Halifax will not want to hear this, but starting tomorrow, city councillors will begin deliberations on property taxes, and a possible increase of 10.5% is on the table. Will it end up being that much? Well, that's a question many people are asking. We'll go to City Hall tonight at 6. A St. John man has found himself buried in bureaucracy, and it's stopping him from getting into a nursing home. He's already spent 15 months in a hospital room. CTV's Laura Brown has the details from his family in your newscast. There will be more direct flights from Halifax next year on WestJet. The airline announced today that 4 new non-stop destinations will take to the air in the spring, 3 in Europe, 1 in the U.S. Business leaders say anything that brings more visitors to our region is positive. We'll have the details of where you'll be able to start making your vacation plans. Vanessa Wright will bring us that at 6 o'clock. Now to somebody whose head is always in the skies.
Yeah, that's right. Way up there in the clouds. Yeah, I mean, it was jacket weather today across the Maritimes. Yeah. If you stepped outside, you definitely wanted a little bit of a warmer jacket or a coat, if for nothing else, and to help with the wind a little bit, because it was certainly still blustery. And of course, the temperatures were chilly, and they remain that way as we're heading into this evening. Currently, most of the temperatures in the Maritimes sitting in the range of around 1 to 5 degrees, so a little bit later on, say by 9 p.m., there will be parts of the region down to around and below the freezing mark. Taking a look at the wind direction, it's still out of the west. The wind speed is still being sustained in a lot of cases, 10 to 30 kilometers per hour. Mentioned the blustery conditions. We're still getting some gusts reported between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour. Now, the wind strength is going to be diminishing as we move through tonight and into tomorrow. It won't be completely gone for Wednesday. There'll still be some breezy conditions around the region, but it won't be quite as blustery as last couple of days were, so wind diminishing a little bit. Clouds are going to be clearing up a little bit as we make our way through tonight, and that will allow the overnight low temperatures in a lot of cases to get a degree or two colder than they were last night. At this time, though, early this evening, there's still a low chance of a couple spotty showers or flurries around parts of Prince Edward Island, northern eastern areas of Nova Scotia, including locations in Cape Breton, but I'll have more on the forecast coming up just a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you, Caitlin. Speaking of the changing season, in just a moment, we'll tell you how to win a set of 4 hand-cooked winter wheels. But first, Move Radio's Sarah Betts is standing by with a special guest and some timely tips.
Here we are at Coast. It's tire season. We've got Matthew McLeod with us. Like I said, 'tis the season. Everybody's thinking about it right now.
Yeah, so we're back for a little bit more tire talk. And one of the questions that we get asked day in and day out is, when do you change? And I know that everybody wants to leave it as long as possible and not think about that snow coming, but it's here before too long, and we've got the product that you're going to need to go safely through the winter. So that's really exciting, because when the temperatures get to that 7 degrees, that's when it's time to change, and you want to make sure that you're safe going into the winter season.
Totally. So let's get those appointments made for one thing now before you regret doing it later. And we've got some options here, plus something new you mentioned as well. Tell us about that.
That's right. So we've got the Hankook Ion iCept and iCept IZ3 here, which are a couple of great winter tires that are perfectly designed for our climate, because they've got all the traction and control that you get out of this siping to push that snow and slush out of the way and get you safely through the winter on our roads.
Okay, amazing. So get what you need, get the appointments made. That's kind of the big thing here today.
That's right. Don't leave that to the last minute, because you'll be Christmas time before you get in.
Oh gosh, exactly. Hit up Coast, get those appointments done. Thanks, Matthew.
Thanks, Sarah.
Oh, thank you too. So, as promised, CTV and Coast want to help you get ready for the changes season with our Winter Wheels contest. This is what they were talking about. 3 lucky viewers, one from each maritime province, will win Coast's Ready for Winter bundle. The prize package includes 4 hand-cooked winter tires, installation, 4-wheel alignment, and a synthetic seasonal maintenance package. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca, follow the contest prompts, or scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can enter once per day until Saturday at 5 p.m. and we'll announce the winner November 28th. Good luck, everybody. Time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us, though. Here's a preview of our next story.
I'm Derek Haggett in Salisbury, New Brunswick. Coming up on CTV News at 5, from being on the verge of closing to thriving. Find out how the town's Legion was able to turn things around. That story is coming up.
Hi, it's Katie Kelly. The 62nd annual Christmas Daddies Telethon is happening December 6th on CTV. We're wrapping the studio in sparkle, smiles, and holiday cheer, helping maritime children since 1964. You don't want to miss this celebration.
Our province might be smallest, but we have a lot of heart.
If you are in the Charlottetown area tomorrow, you won't want to miss this. Jamming for Joy, a fundraising concert for Christmas Daddies on PEI, will be held tomorrow night. The music and fun gets underway at 7:30 at the Florence Simmons Performance Hall at Holland College. Hosted by Jimmy the Janitor, who you just saw, and CTV's Maria Saru. It features performances by Tara McLean, Whitney Rose, the Island Jubilee Band, and many, many more. Details on tomorrow's PEI concert are on the Christmas Daddies website. Promises to be a great time and, of course, for a great cause. All right, on to our next story now. We all know legions have been an important part of maritime communities for generations, but keeping them open has been an uphill battle. This past summer, one legion in New Brunswick almost had to close its doors, but as CTV's Derek Haggett explains, a group of new volunteers have kept that from happening.
From being on the verge of closing to now thriving, the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 31 in Salisbury has turned things around. The Legion put a call out for more volunteers last spring, something desperately needed for any not-for-profit to survive. But the group didn't get the response it had hoped for.
Yeah, it was right on that verge, right on that precipice of, and it could have gone either way.
The mayor of Salisbury says the former administration felt it was time to step down.
The old crew was amazing, but they put decades of work into the place, and you know, like anything in the workplace, people get tired and want to retire.
One of the new faces, a veteran of 30 years.
We had an election in August, and 14 new officers and executives volunteered, stood up, recognized how important our Legion is to our community.
Retired warrant officer Dwayne Mann says the Legion is a focal point of the community and no one wanted to see it close.
We needed some fresh ideas and some fresh people to look forward into the future and to get us going.
This part-time volunteer says the town's Legion represents freedom and history.
My dad was the president of the Legion years ago, and he was a veteran, and they put so much work into it, and if it wasn't for those men, we wouldn't have this Legion.
From clothing sales to Friday night dinners, the people at the Legion never forget the respect and pride it represents.
We can never lose sight that this building is here first and foremost to service our veterans.
And it should be around for years to come. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Salisbury.
Thank you, Derek. And what a smart way to use that space and keep it alive for the people who've used it in the past and hopefully for people in the future.
And we've talked about it before, how important volunteers are, right, to all these things. Yeah, absolutely.
To absolutely everything.
Yeah.
All right, Kaylin, it was biting cold out there today.
It's, as Katie Kelly would say, it's the wind that gets you.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did have some wind gusts today, up between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour, just adding that little bit of extra bite to the air. We're looking out here at Parker's Brook in Bedford, Nova Scotia, and I'll have more on the forecast next.
Welcome back. Christmas is coming and our favorite talking tree is awake and getting ready for the holiday season.
All your friends have come to say it's time to rise and shine today. Wow, look at everyone. Welcome.
Hundreds of people packed Micmac Mall on Saturday to wake Woody the talking Christmas tree from his hibernation.
I think it's great that he's back. He was gone for a while. I brought my son Malcolm and my daughter Marnie. But yeah, no, I used to come see Woody when I was little. It's a great holiday tradition to start with my own kids, having done it myself when I was little.
So we were talking about how I like to go sledding and what I want for Christmas. Yeah, it means that Christmas is almost here.
Have a tree met this holiday.
You can talk to Woody and get a picture until December 23rd. Just check the Mi'kmaq Mall website for Woody's hours. Woody gift items are also available with proceeds benefiting the IWK Foundation. Nice to see him back. Nice to see you too, Kaylin, but oh my goodness, that cold has been a little harder to take, huh?
Yeah, if you're out there in that wind today, maybe your cheeks are getting as rosy as Woody's there. Yeah. We're in the mall. Taking a look now out at Open Hearth Park in Sydney, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. You can hear that wind. You can see a little bit of cloud cover there in the background. First part of this evening, still have a chance of maybe a couple spotty showers or spotty flurries for a few parts of the Maritimes, but generally as we're moving through tonight, we've got a bit of a clearing trend that's going to be on the go. As we take a look at our weather systems map, barometric pressure has risen from yesterday. It's going to continue to rise as a little ridge of high pressure starts to build in from the west. That'll be our weather system kind of in control of conditions around the Maritimes over the next couple of days. So taking a look at things on radar right now, we're still getting some light returns showing up. Just a scattering of likely a couple of showers or flurries around northern, central, eastern areas of Nova Scotia, a few spots in Cape Breton. On our forecast timeline for cloud cover and precipitation, any of those remaining showers or flurries will be mostly wrapping up as we make our way through the evening hours. There is a chance that a couple flurries could hold on up in the higher elevations of Inverness County in Cape Breton, especially up in the Highlands into the overnight hours. And then in the forecast for tomorrow, for most of the Maritimes throughout the day, it's going to be a mix of sun and cloud. Now, the wind direction is still going to be out of the west. It's not going to be as strong as the past couple of days, but because the wind is off the Gulf of St. Lawrence towards parts of Cape Breton, I do have still a low chance of a shower or flurry in parts of Cape Breton for Wednesday, but it's about a 20% chance for any given community. Much of the rest of the Maritimes, as I mentioned, looking at a mix of sun and cloud. Here's a look at the winds. So they're blustery out there for the first part of this evening. They're going to be diminishing as we make our way through tonight, and tomorrow's winds just on the breezy side by our standards here in the Maritimes. Mostly sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with a few gusts between 20 and 40. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight around the region. In the province of New Brunswick, in a lot of cases, they will be falling into a range around -3 to 0. Some parts of the west of New Brunswick tonight could see low temperatures as cold as between -3 and -5. Most of the low temperatures for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia for tonight will be in the range of around -2 to +2, except coastal areas, which will see some low temperatures between 2 and 4 degrees. Here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for Wednesday. Very seasonable for the middle of November. We've got high temperatures for New Brunswick between 3 and 6 degrees. Charlottetown tomorrow with high temperatures around the mid-single digits, and most of the high temperatures for Nova Scotia between 6 and 8. Taking a look at the forecast for Thursday, we're still under the influence of that area of high pressure. In fact, it's going to be pretty much directly over top of the Maritime region. That means that on Thursday, it'll be mostly sunny or a very fair weather mix of sun and cloud across the Maritimes. High temperatures for New Brunswick, again, between 3 and 6 degrees, around the mid-single digits for Prince Edward Island, and most of the high temperatures for Nova Scotia between 6 and 8. After that, on Thursday, we'll see some increase in cloudiness during the day, and some rain is expected to arrive Friday night into Saturday morning. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 7-year-old Emmy Keenan from Bloomfield Ridge, New Brunswick. Emmy has sent us a drawing of a winter scene with snow falling and a couple of reindeer around. Thank you. And it's a great time to get weather watchers in if you were thinking about sending one of them in. They can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Winter scenes, holiday scenes would be very welcome. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. All right, time for a break. When we come back, though, help for the holidays.
Hi, I'm McConvey here in Halifax, just outside of Brunswick Street Mission. Coming up on CTV News at 5, charities have already started their holiday giving programs, supporting those who need it most this season. Whether that's food, clothing, or donations, I'll have more on how you can help.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. 60 seconds, 10 questions. If you can pull that off, you're going to win a grand.
Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for the $1,000 Minute.
It's that time of year when charities launch their holiday programs. As CTV's Emma Convey shows us, they all have the same goal: to provide those who need it most support during the season.
From holiday hampers to winter clothing drives, Halifax charities say wish lists are growing. They're counting on community kindness to help brighten this season for families struggling to get by.
You find that more people are generous at this time of year, and it's the spirit of giving.
But over the last 2 years, Romaine Rodin with Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank says times have been tough for everyone and donations slowing down.
I've seen a steady decline in donations, and that's because many families are now facing the strong economic issues, and they're not as able as before.
They're calling on the public's help to support their annual holiday hamper program. Their goal is to fill 1,000.
It's a nice turkey or whatever protein option that families might need. We have a big halal or Muslim population here, so we try to have vegetarian options as well. You get a box filled with stuffings for the turkey or for whatever meal you prefer, and also you get some candies, and if you have kids at home, then you get some toys.
The value of a hamper for a small family is $150, while a larger box is $300. They plan to distribute them on the 17th and 18th of December. Meanwhile, over at Brunswick Street Mission, they're seeing a greater need this year as well, hitting a record number on their breakfast program Monday morning.
On a daily basis, we have around 100 people in our breakfast program, and then another 50 people coming through our food bank, plus whoever wants to drop in and spend the day here. So over around maybe 150 to 200 people.
This is the first year the Brunswick Street team has mailed out a wish list looking for help.
The items that we need to top up are our essentials like milk, eggs, cereal, tuna, pasta, rice, oatmeal. And then in terms of clothing, we're always looking for good winter outerwear.
They ask that clothing donations be new or gently worn. People can donate in person or online. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma. We keep doing these stories. Record need, and then there's like a record help that comes with it as well, which is nice to see indeed.
Season for giving, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, you're coming up at 6 o'clock to talk about this weather.
We were talking about the temperatures, and I was thinking, well, these temperatures, they certainly must be below average for this time of the year. No, they're pretty much what we typically get in November, and it's set to continue throughout much of this week. So we'll be taking a look at that in the extended forecast coming up at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. The national news is next. Good night.